The Major Arena Soccer League is proud to welcome you to MASL Soccer on MASL TV. We welcome you inside the accesso ShoWare Center in Kent, Washington, as the Tacoma Stars finally get to the regular season here in the MASL action. They welcome in the Baltimore Blast. Good evening, everybody. I'm Sean Wally, joined by Masvida Mare Ire. Masvida, Tacoma excited to play somebody other than themselves.
Well, as we all know, in every sport, there's nothing like opening night. You've worked all season for it. You get ready for the preseason, and there it is. And that's what you have right now in Tacoma. They are ready to play, and the Blast is in front of them, and here they go.
You mentioned Baltimore. The season series. Baltimore has played Tacoma 4 times, but Tacoma has won all 4 of those games.
Yeah. And you know what? And so here's a team that you have, that you own, obviously the 4-0 record. So what you're trying to do is continue that consistency that you have. So the Stars are going to try to come out fast-paced here and continue that. And so that's one of the keys that we're going to look at here. The Tacoma Stars are going to try to start on the front foot.
Baltimore 1-0. They had a victory over Kansas City last weekend, so they at least have 1 game under their belt.
Yeah, and then, you know, you flip the script. So Baltimore now is a little bit experienced, and they know they're 0-4 against the Tacoma Stars. So they're also going to run out and impose their will very early. Organizationally, they're going to try to stay compact and try to go on the counter when the opportunity comes there. Not to say they're just going to pack it in, because the thing about indoor soccer, it's a fast-paced game, and it is a transition game all night.
The Tacoma Stars hosting the Baltimore Blast next, right here on MASL TV. Welcome back inside the accesso ShoWare Center as we get set for the Tacoma Stars and the Baltimore Blast. Sean Wally alongside Masvida Mare Ire. MASL action on this Saturday night. Game 1 for the Stars.
Yeah, we talked about it in the opener there. It's opening night, so the Stars are, if you will, chomping at the bit, and they want to play somebody else that they're not familiar with. That is, they are their own players. So, I mean, you know, the crowd is out here, and the Baltimore Blast, now, they won their first game, so what they want is they want to come out here and go 2-0 in this early season and try to get on some kind of rhythm as they, you know, try to contend for for a title.
The Stars, led by head coach Adam Becker. He's been around the game for years. A lot of wisdom in this indoor soccer game.
Yeah, and and he talked about it, and you talked to him about it, and he said in the pregame show that what he's looking for from the Stars is going to be a mixture of some young players mixed with some veteran players. And so this is what he is kind of trying to build, that culture there, so you have a real good matchup of young players and also veteran players, and that's what you need as you try to build a winning culture.
Team is on the field, ready to get this game underway. Starters for Baltimore: Porch, Mello, Pereira, Chavez, Thomas, and Rodriguez in goal. And we are underway here tonight in Kent for the Stars. Ball hits the net, so it will be out of play. Starters for player knocked down.
And that's what we talked about in the opener, just in terms of both teams. This game is going to go from end to end in transition, as you see Baltimore try to make that long pass to the right there. And now here come the Stars. Now they're going to try to make a couple good passes and see if they can't get a shot early. And that's what you always want to do in soccer. You always want, it doesn't matter indoor, outdoor, you always want to test that keeper early.
Stars turn it over to Baltimore. And our first whistle of the evening.
That's going to...
First foul of the night charged to Baltimore's Patrick Thompson.
Yeah, and it's going to be a free kick here in a very dangerous position here. And he might go for the right foot here.
Instead, a pass off shot in the corner, knocked away. Baltimore saves the day, and they're off to midfield.
Yeah, and Nanny Mendoza with the pass there, and then, as you said, the shot there, and just able to clear it out.
Porch with it at midfield for the Blast. Stars defense gets back. Baltimore back out top. All the way to midfield on the Stars logo. Baltimore playing keep away at the moment. Baltimore with 11 goals in game one.
And what you're seeing right now by the Blast is they're just trying to feel out where the Stars defense is. And it's, play keep away to your point, look for some pockets there, make a couple runs, see if you can't get a give and go and get the ball inside the box.
Nice turnaround, shot attempt there, just wide. Brought an ooh to the crowd here at the ShoWare Center.
Sign of intent there as Omar Salah was open wide there. The ball went across, skimmed across the goal mouth, but definitely looking for somebody on the far post on that play.
Stars regroup. Ramos with it at center. Stars come near side. Looking to find anything near the net. Instead, back to midfield. Ball goes by the official. And the Stars turn it over. And the whistle blows. It'll be Baltimore ball.
And that was one of the strengths about Baltimore in their game. They only gave up 3 goals, but they were very organized in defense and very patient. And that's what you're seeing here. They're very patient on defense and forced a turnover.
Foul on the Stars, Kyle Rivers. First of the night. 4 15-minute quarters in indoor soccer. Fast-paced, generally lots of scoring, lots of action here in the MASL.
To your point, generally, but right now, again, it's just kind of feeling each other out as if you're using a boxing analogy. You know, right now the two boxers are kind of jabbing, see what they can do and trying to set up for the knockout.
You see the replay here. Chad Ports trying the bicycle kick moments ago.
Yeah.
It was a good attempt.
First game, why not? You know what I'm saying? I mean, and that's what you want from your strikers, and that's what you want from your players, to be creative. As we know, that's what soccer's about. And if you get an opportunity and you really believe it's a bicycle kick, half volley, full volley, coach is going to want you to go for that.
Baltimore controlling the pace in the moment in their attack zone. First shot, wide right, rebound. Shot is high above the goal, so that will be a Tacoma takeover with the ball hitting the net.
Yeah, like I said, you know, that was a half volley there and just went wide, and that was Eber Ospina. Ospina did a good job of facing up there, and it was the thing about getting his right hips in terms of just the right hip, and he couldn't get the ball down, and that's where it floated up over.
Tacoma slowing things down, which is a little bit shocking because they are all about speed and attacking here in 2025, 2026.
Well, like we talked about, right, this is their opening game. So you have a strategy, and Coach talked about that, and you just have to kind of see what happens as the game moves along. On a near shot there, but good save.
Baltimore back out to midfield. Still no score in this one. The indoor soccer game, tons of action, tons of scoring. Baltimore, an 11-3 victory over Kansas City last weekend in their season opener at home.
You keep saying about a lot of scoring, and we're 5 minutes into the game, and it's 0-0. So, partner, speak that into existence. Let's get goals by both teams here.
The Blast in control at midfield at the moment. Tacoma on defense, trying to direct their squad into position.
And, Sean, I think both teams are kind of playing a bit of a high press, and that's why it's difficult for either team to find those pockets.
Nice shot there, just a little bit wide for the Blast. The ball apparently stays in play. Baltimore has it back to Rodriguez, and they're back on the attack now. Line drive, right.
Yeah, I was looking for Wellington Bramuse on the far there and just couldn't connect.
And we have a whistle, stoppage of play. Be a foul on Baltimore.
Yeah, clattering of the two players there, and so the ref, deemed that Marco was a little bit aggressive, Nascimento, in terms of trying to stop that play. But free kick for the Stars.
That foul, as you mentioned, on Nascimento. Caceres gets things going with the free kick. Tacoma out top. Caceres has it on the boards. Back to midfield and now beyond. Caceres with the left foot. Pass intercepted. Baltimore takes over. Already in the attack zone. Sprinting up the boards. Tacoma's defense gets back. Now the Blast retreat and reset. Over 6 minutes gone by in quarter number 1 here at the ShoWare Center. No score in this one. Baltimore would like to change that. They've got a 3-on-4. Ball pops up into the air, right to the Stars keeper.
Yeah, Hammy Thomas. It's a real good shot there by Hammy Thomas. But the ball kind of went up there, and then what happened is it ended up good save.
Keeper for Tacoma all the way out near midfield. Stars get knocked down, no foul called. Play continues. Stars trying to get something going, a weak shot, easily handled by Rodriguez.
Yeah, ref played advantage on that, and so saw no need to stop. And you talked about the keepers coming up. We've seen both of them, I think, on that one.
Whistle blows, an apparent foul on Baltimore. I'm sorry, on Tacoma. Kyle Rivers hit with his second foul for the Stars. Stars intercept the pass. They're at midfield now. Thank you for joining us on this Saturday night here on MASL TV.
Opening night here at
the season opener for Tacoma.
Absolutely.
Game 2 on the season for the Blast. They're currently 1-0. This is game 1 on the schedule for the Stars. Stars blast it to the corner, goes off the boards. A battle in the corner for possession. Tacoma comes away with it. Briscoe resets out top, gets it to midfield. Briscoe gets it back in front of his own bench. Briscoe using speed and quickness. Shot ricochet off the boards. Tacoma in front. Shot is blocked. Rodriguez with the deflection.
Tyler John with just a left-footed blast there, and then a great save. But what I like, what y'all can see, what's good about the indoor game is after a save, you continue. The plays continue. And you always got to be ready and looking for that ricochet.
Yeah, the boards, the glass, all in play adds to the excitement and the fast pace of this indoor game.
So what the Stars have done now is you see that there's more runners trying to kind of run behind the Blast defense. I know it's indoor, but they're trying to get a runner in there and get a shot, but go back up top. So you're just prodding and looking and sending runners in the box then, and maybe you can just sneak a little, line crossing pass for a shot.
Talked about how these teams were feeling each other out. Looks like on offense, the Stars finally have an idea of how they want to attack Baltimore right now.
Well, they do, and Baltimore's kind of this 1-2, 1-2, if you will, almost a little bit of a diamond shape, but they're also staying. That's a good thing about Baltimore. They're a very well-organized team in terms of patient on defense. And because of that, they're going to force you to make turnovers and turn the ball over.
Tyler John hit with the foul for Tacoma, his first. Nearly 7 minutes gone by in quarter number 1. Looking for our first goal here at the ShoWare Center in Kent, Washington.
And that's a good thing about the indoor game. I think everybody, you come to see goals, but even though we're goalless here with 4:55, it's still an action-packed game, back and forth, plenty of action here.
Play stopped on the field. Was a foul called on Nani Mendoza of Tacoma. Rodriguez with it, the keeper for the Blast. Sends it the opposite way into the Blast attack zone. 2 players to the turf. Referees stop play. We'll see what the call is. That turf not very forgiving.
Well, you add 3 things: the turf, the boards, and then a player, you know, trying to play the ball but getting the body on you. And then, so now what you have is speed, you have force, and physicality.
Foul to the Blast, Jamie Thomas. That is his first, and that was for Tacoma. We have reached our media break. Be back after this on MASL TV. Back here inside the ShoWare Center for the Tacoma Stars and the Baltimore Blast. Sean Wally alongside Masvita Madeiri. No score here in the first period, 4:35 left.
Yep. No score, which is disappointing if you're looking for a goal fest. However, we're seeing some action in terms of both teams looking, kind of as I said, doing the 2 heavyweight boxes, jabbing and jabbing, and there's been some half chances, but haven't seen one clear chance yet for that breakthrough shot to beat the keeper, either keeper right now.
Hansen begins play for Tacoma. We have nearly a 2/3 shot off the glass. The ball being headed back and forth. And that's one of the fun parts of the action here in indoor soccer. The ball goes into the stands. Be Tacoma ball. Ball off the glass. Battle for the possession. Tacoma all the way back in their defense zone. They were near midfield. Now get it back to their keeper, do the Stars. He blasts it to the corner. Off the glass. 1-on-3. 2 players taken down, and it will be Baltimore ball.
Yeah, Eddie now was just trying to get the ball there, shield the defenders, and see if he can create a shot. But unfortunately, the ref deemed an offense, as in a foul.
Eddie Na with the shot. Blocked nicely by Baltimore, and whistle blows.
Yeah, Mateus Silva with a real good right-footed block there, but looks like there's a foul on the play there, Sean.
Foul on Baltimore's Alejandro Chavez, his first. Tacoma, a good opportunity from point blank.
It is
on this free kick.
Ref moves him back, so again, he's going to
Mendoza set.
Alex Caceres right there. That's an option.
Mendoza to the corner. Off the ricochet, Baltimore gets it away from Tacoma's end.
Yeah, you know what? The Stars have two free kicks in the similar area. They went to the left side, so maybe there's something that they see in that setup there.
Stars, not only their home opener, but their season opener, finally getting to game 1 on the MASL schedule. Stars attacking in the corner. They go back out top. Stars trying to get something going, but Baltimore has other ideas. Ramos with it for Tacoma. Now it's stolen away by Baltimore.
Again, that's a transition that we talked about. Ramos was trying to come back there, and then suddenly Tacoma steals the ball, and then down the pitch they go.
Baltimore with the ricochet off the boards in front of the Stars. Of the Baltimore goal, I should say. Caceres with it for Tacoma, taking his time as the Stars get their offensive set together.
Yeah, Adrian Carreras subbed in there, trying to get some speed on the far left there, but turnover forces the ball back to the Blast.
A late whistle will be a foul on Tacoma. Alex Caceres hit with the foul.
I just mentioned his name, that he was going to come in for some, well, actually, it's not a bad play. Sometimes a foul is good. You can slow down that transition. So a veteran move there by Caceres.
Rodriguez all the way at midfield, out of the box. Tacoma has it momentarily and will have a foul on Baltimore.
And while they set up here, you know, Sean, going back in terms of Rodriguez coming up the goalkeeper, that play is designed, the keeper becomes another attacker, a point guard, if you will. So now you can create a man advantage for the offense.
Tacoma looking to attack. Nice diving save by Rodriguez. Ball loose. Rodriguez able to kick it back to midfield.
Nanny Mendoza left-footed, kind of a sneak shot in there, and but to your point, Rodriguez was he was on the spot and made a good save.
Beretta kicks it ahead for the Stars across midfield. Final minute of action here in quarter number 1. Still scoreless at the ShoWare Center in Kent. Can either team change that in the final 40 seconds? A little give and go for the Stars. They blast it up into the net above the goal, and that will stop play. Cox with the shot that was high.
Yeah, look, let's be honest. The lack of goals here isn't by the will or the hunting, but it's just that both teams are being very, very clinical in their defending and steadfast and resolute in that, and that's why we're goalless for the moment. But that is to be determined, Sean.
Tacoma with it. 15 seconds left in our opening quarter. Off the boards. The Stars have it in front. Rodriguez dives, can't get to it. Ball loose. It falls to Rodriguez, who happily corrals that ball, and that is how the first period will come to an end. Surprisingly, second quarter coming up next on MASL TV. Fans, catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and on CBS Sports Galazzo Network. Alex Bostavansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics. That's MASL Monday. Sean Wally with Masvita Marieri. Tacoma and Baltimore tied at 0 as we're getting set for quarter number 2. Your thoughts so far on no scoring in the first quarter?
Yeah, well, when you look at it, I mean, lack of shots there, right? The Blast had one shot, which was on goal, so that you like that. And then the Stars had 3 shots, and they were also on goal. So the creation of shots, dangerous shots, is what's lacking here. Both teams are controlling the middle of, or the arena, if you will. And what's happening is a final third. What's lacking is a few more people in terms of in the box or around the goal mouth. Because when you do that, then you get the opportunity, especially in indoor, if someone takes a shot, you can get that rebound, and then you can put that in there. But also, you've got to credit both teams in terms of how they're playing defense in terms of in their goal area, because they're keeping their man between them and the goalkeeper, and they're pouncing on the loose balls and then trying to turn it over in transition. And as I said, they're carrying the ball out of their own half, getting to the midfield. It's just that final third that's lacking.
Quarter number 2. Baltimore begins with possession. Let's see who can strike first. Baltimore comes in with 1 victory on the season, an 11-3 defeat of Kansas City at home in Baltimore last weekend. Stars take it away. Ricochet off the boards, right back to the Blast. Rodriguez gets it out of goal. Baltimore across half court now.
Again, Sean, there you go. You're seeing Baltimore take the ball out of their half. It's in the middle of the pitch. You've got some runners there, but nothing, no penetrating pass. And as I said, that's the first one.
Baltimore looking to attack. That was Bramos with the shot. Ricocheted off the boards.
But again, both teams in transition now. Again, they're prodding. Just not getting any runners. Right now, for the Stars, you see one player making a run there, and that's Kyle Rivers, which is what you want. But if you're the Stars, you need somebody else to make that secondary run. And because when you get more than 2 players in there, then it causes havoc for the defense. If it's just one player, it's a bit of an issue in terms of the offense. But for the defending team, it's fine because it's just one person there. You can communicate. You can shut down any passes that are coming in there.
Tacoma sends it into the corner. Now back out top in front of the Blast bench. Now to midfield. Stars back to throwing jabs instead of looking for the uppercut at the moment. The ricochet off the boards. Good opportunity for Tacoma.
It was a good turn pirouette there, but he just couldn't find the goal.
Tacoma out top. Now to the near side. Right, bounces right to Rodriguez. And he'll handle that easily in goal. A little bit of a press applied by Tacoma. Baltimore handles it until now. Battle for the ball along the boards. The Blast, a good opportunity, a ricochet. Tacoma gets it out of there momentarily in the corner. Beretta, the save.
Yeah, that was a real good look by Leonardo Espinoza. Salas there because he was actually trying to ricochet it off for one of his players that was coming on there. So good attempt at kind of a fool the defense with something creative there. Just didn't execute. And that's what it's going to take for someone to break through here.
11:35 left in quarter number 2. Still no score in what is normally a high-scoring game. Nani Mendoza hit with the foul for Tacoma. So the Stars able to get it out of the Blast attack zone. Baltimore with it near midfield.
Again, they're looking. It's a good run on the outside there.
Into the corner, out of the Blast. Instead of shooting, they go back out, and the Stars are there on defense. Battle for the ball. Who's going to get it in the corner? Stars come away with it, heading the other direction.
Yeah, you got to like the credit the Blast, because what's happening is when they are going offensively and they lose the ball, they're tracking back right away, Sean, and what that's causing difficulty for the Stars to create any kind of rhythm momentum to make 2 or 3 passes to be able to create a rush on offense.
Player from each team hit the deck, and the whistle does blow. They appear to be in pain, both of them still down.
Yeah, you got to like that. The official kind of calling for both trainers to come on and take care of the players. And so, you know.
Briscoe for Tacoma and Mello for Baltimore down on the turf.
And again, that's something that good officiating, both players are there, because at the end of the day, it's always going to be about safety, the safety, health of the players. And so I'm not sure what he called in terms of if there's a, well, there's a stoppage of play, and you like that. You know, let's stop, let's get players looked at, and we'll see what is called here.
Both players back up and walking as we take a second look at it.
Yeah, there you go. Just a clattering of feet there. Didn't see anything malicious by either player. And I believe the ref kind of, we'll see. I think he saw it the same way. No, looks like he's going to award a kick here to the Stars.
After the collision, Tacoma will get the free kick. That's Caceres to start things off. 10-21 and counting here in quarter number 2.
Opportunity for the Stars here to kind of,
And a turnover. Shot, and our first goal of the night. Wellington Ramos for Baltimore. It's 1-0 Blast.
Yeah, Wellington Brahmas makes a really good play here, a turnover, couple steps, and wastes no time in terms of converting that. And for us getting our first goal, right-footed shot, and makes this move here, left three crossovers, left-footed, just to the left of the keeper there, and it's 1-0, Sean.
Looked like Beretta was late to see that. He might have been shielded by the Stars defender.
Yeah, and you know, and it's those 3 crossovers, and then he cut inside, and 1-0, Sean. See that? There you go, that left-footed. Yeah, he was froze.
Great job by Bramus there, getting the Blast on the scoreboard. They lead it 1-0. See if Tacoma has an answer. 5 minutes gone by in quarter number 2.
All right. Game on, as they say.
Let's see if the scoring onslaught is now open and in effect.
You are just speaking that into existence.
Does Tacoma have an answer, or the Blast add on? Tacoma out near midfield.
Blast is staying in there, kind of their shell there. There you go. That's a good run, good give and go there off the boards by the Stars. And to your point, they perked up a little bit, a little energy, and there's a little bit more of an intent here by the Stars to answer.
Tacoma with the takeaway off the long throw-in from Rodriguez. Stars resetting, regrouping, making substitutions on the fly. Jones kicks it ahead for Tacoma. Looking to answer the goal by the Blast. 8:50 and counting here in quarter number 2.
Stars are going to look for Jones, Logan Jones. Missed kick there, but they're looking for him to kind of play point guard there and distribute the ball and look for whether a square pass or that penetrating pass towards the Blast goal.
Nestor Hernandez, I believe, called with a handball. That's exactly the call.
And the Blast will get a kick here and somewhat of a dangerous.
Blast send it toward the net. Shot saved by Beretta. Stars heading the other way.
Yeah, almost. That was a real good left-footed kind of knuckleball shot there.
Tacoma to midfield. Left-footed shot just wide. Tacoma on the attack again. Right side of the goal, off boards, looking for a ricochet. They don't get it. Baltimore has it in the corner. Back to Rodriguez in goal.
One of the better chances by the Stars there. They do the give and go. He's going to the right there. Just couldn't get his foot on there. It's also good defensive play by the Blast defender there. Got his foot on there.
And a whistle blows. Looks like we will have a foul on the Stars, as Espinoza was knocked down for Baltimore.
Yeah, so Julian Rodriguez and also Omar, as we talked about, are on top
Mello
of this.
Take the free kick. Shot just wide. Caceres hit with the previous foul for the Stars. Tacoma back the other way in the corner. Stars regroup out near midfield.
Again, bit of an issue. It's an issue right now for the Stars. As you see that there's 4 Baltimore defenders back there, and then you only have 2 star attackers.
Great opportunity there for Tacoma, but the ball pinballs around, and Rodriguez comes away with it, the keeper for the Blast.
Yeah, created a shot out of nothing there, the Stars did, and nearly get a goal off the ricochet.
Baltimore along the boards. Stars come away with it. Now Baltimore gets it back. Baltimore retreats, resets, regroups. 6 minutes left in quarter number 2. Shot on goal blocked by Beretta.
Real good shot by Chad Porch there, and Beretta with the kick save. But you're starting to see the Blast get a few more shots there, few more open looks.
Baltimore looking to double up Tacoma. They're getting close, but the shot way high above the goal into the net, so that will stop play momentarily.
Yeah, Pat Thompson kind of a give and go, ran onto the ball there.
On the field, so we'll be back after this on MASL TV. Back here inside the ShoWare Center. Thank you for joining us on MASL TV. Sean Wally alongside Masvidal Mariere. The Tacoma Stars trail the Baltimore Blast 1-0, 5:33 left in quarter number 2. Masvidal.
Yeah, more shots now. Both teams have had 5 shots on goal. And obviously, the Stars had 2 block shots. And, you know, I still think there's a lacking in terms of runners inside for the Stars on the Blast goal box. And right now, that's why you see the 1-0 lead.
In front of the Stars bench now. So they're trying to get on the board before halftime and even this one up. Hernandez. To Correa. Correa beyond midfield along the boards. Shot pass blocked there by Baltimore.
So see if you're the Stars, you're going to try to, you know, as you get closer to halftime here, up tempo a little bit and try to crash the box. Crash that party is what really needs to happen for the Stars here.
Ball rolls all the way back. Beretta watches it. Briscoe picks it up for Tacoma. To Caceres, the big boot. Off the glass, in front of their attack zone. Baltimore with the loose ball. Blast, spin out and regroup. That's Porch. Baltimore out to midfield now. Inside 4 minutes left.
Baltimore's playing a little keep away as they sub here. Sean, again, they're going back and give and go, hit, get a runner, get across, and try to find another pocket, another space that you can convert into a goal before half. And again, if you're the Stars, what you're trying to do right now, gain some momentum, some possession, and try to nick 1 or maybe 2 before we get to halftime.
And a hard collision there. Will be a foul on Tacoma. Looks like Kyle Rivers will be hit with the foul as Juan Pereira hit the field turf. Rivers' 3rd foul of the night, and the Blast send it into their attack zone, into the corner. 3:20 and counting. As Masvidal heads downstairs, and he will have an interview with Tacoma Stars head coach Becker walking off the field. Baltimore out at midfield, killing time. Inside 3 minutes now. A 1-0 lead for the Blast here in the second quarter. Baltimore would be happy heading into the locker room with a 1-0 lead. They would love a 2-0 advantage as well. Into the corner. Baltimore now back outside. Chavez with it, sends it all the way across the other side into the corner. Tacoma comes away with it. Jones has it, gets it across midfield. 2:20 and counting. And play is stopped. Be a common foul on Baltimore's Patrick Thompson, his second. A delay of game warning issued to Baltimore. Back to action. 2:13 left in the half. Tacoma along the boards. Back out top. Tacoma trying to get something going. Looking for that first goal. Slowly backing down. Tacoma sends it out top again now towards the boards. Tacoma feeling things out right now. 1:36 and counting left in the half. Correa with it. Stars looking to get something going. Stars don't get a shot. Baltimore comes away with it. Good defense. Nothing doing for Tacoma. 1:14 left in the half. The Blast send it off the boards right to Beretta. And Tacoma has possession. Hernandez with it. Final minute of quarter number 2. Can Tacoma get the equalizer? Eddie Na with it for the Stars. 45 seconds left. Logan Jones. Now to Briscoe. Back to Jones. Jones sends it high into the corner off the glass. Nothing doing for Tacoma. Rodriguez handles it easily in goal. 25 seconds left in the half. Tacoma with 20 seconds left to get the equalizer. Final 10 seconds of the half. Final 2 seconds. Tacoma Stars with a shot on goal that's just wide. And that is how the end of quarter number 2. Nothing Baltimore, as we look to send it to a quick break here on MASL TV. Back here inside the ShoWare Center. Thank you for joining us on MASL TV. It is halftime between Baltimore and the Stars of Tacoma. Baltimore, the 1-0 lead. What is normally a high-scoring game here in indoor soccer, just one goal in the first half. Baltimore happy at halftime as they lead it 1-0. Not a lot of action in terms of shots on goal and in the attack zone for Tacoma. A lot of good defense from Baltimore as we take a look at some of the action from the first half. Shot on goal there from Tacoma. Second one there, Cox, the shot. Shots just not getting, they're being deflected around. Tacoma not getting great attempts. Good defense by Baltimore. As you look at the turnover here, and there is the goal by Bramus. And that is how we have a 1-0 Baltimore lead. Another look at it. A turnover there by Caceres. You just can't do that deep in your own zone and have a one-on-one attack for the opposing team, and the Blast took full advantage. 1-0 Baltimore as we are here at the half. We'll come on back with more stats and insights from the ShoWare Center here on MASL TV. Back here on MASL TV, Sean Wally with you. Baltimore, the Blast, a 1-0 lead over the Tacoma Stars as Wellington Bramus got on the board for the Blast with a goal off of a turnover. And that's where we sit, 1-0 Baltimore. Let's get you now to the MASL in 5. Shoot! He scores! Goal!
How goes it, folks? This is MASL in 5, back for another week. Hope everyone is doing great. Things are heating up across the league, and there are some big matchups happening this weekend. I've only got 5 minutes to fill you in, so let's get to it.
I doubt DeLima wants to be a footnote in Childs' history. Will he be the goalkeeper to make the save? Childs, welcome to the 300 Club, Craig Childs. Craig Childs, take a bow. You needed 2 goals to get to 300. You had 2 goals today. You now have 300.
Say it ain't so. Craig Childs, the legendary captain of the San Diego Sockers, has announced he will retire at the end of this season. Jeez, isn't there anything more for you to do, Craig? You're only the all-time leading scorer in Sockers history with 6 championships under your belt. I jest, of course. What a career. Last season, he surpassed the 500 career goal mark. The Sockers will honor Childs with a bobblehead giveaway on Alumni Night on February 7th. What a career Childs has had. That being said, him and his boys weren't too happy last weekend. They took on the Milwaukee Wave at home and dropped their 2nd consecutive game to start the campaign, falling 8-4. Milwaukee looked great, but when was the last time San Diego started a season 0-2? If you know the answer, please let us know. Kansas City, the Comets, were flying high heading into Baltimore after sweeping St. Louis in 2 games to start the season, but
I don't know if you are all aware or not.
Can't touch it. Here comes Thomas. Thomas in on a break. Thomas shoots. Score! Oh, a miscue off the restart. Jamie Thomas makes it pay.
The Blast was utterly dominant in their home opener, beating up on the Comets 11-3. Who saw that coming? Baltimore definitely opening some eyes around the league. Utica City had their season opener hosting the Comets the next day. And for a while, it was looking good for the boys in blue in this one.
Transition for Tyson Santos. Great ball ahead to Gerson. Gerson scores!
So what do you guys
And
say?
he
When I say
celebrates
Tacoma, you say
A
Galaxy.
2-0 lead.
Tacoma.
They would stretch that lead to 3. The Blues were up by 2 with 2
Tacoma.
minutes left, but they couldn't lock it down.
All right,
Casey
Peyton, you
tied
got
it in the dying moments, and
6
then
goalkeepers.
Rion Marquez ripping the beauty home right there in overtime as
Their
the
sole
Comets
purpose in
avoided
life is to stop your
disastrous
shot.
weekend
Get her,
with
guys.
the overtime win. Your updated scoring leaders after 2 weeks: Zach Riggett on top with 8 points. Teammate Andoreo second with 6, tied with Rion Marquez. Charlie Gonzalez entering the conversation with 5 points. And new KC Comet Dom Francis adapting to his new surroundings with 5 points as
Guys,
well.
on the
A
field
couple
of
of big
scrimmage right
matchups
now
to tell
is
you about for this
Jamel
weekend. The
Juice
first
Cox's
meeting
team.
of
He
the
is their
season
coach.
between
Let's
KC and
hear it for our
Milwaukee takes
scrimmage
place.
kids.
Old school MASL rivals.
Goal!
And after the Waves dismantling of San Diego and the Comets getting smoked by Baltimore, this game could be an early indicator as to where the balance of power lies in the league this year. Also, those Blast will be in Tacoma for 2 games. It'll be our first look of the season at the Stars. How will they handle the hot starting Baltimore, and how will they fare after the departure of superstars Nick Pereira and Chris Toth? We shall soon find out. And your players of the week have been announced. In goal, Willie B from the Milwaukee Wave. Rion Marquez offensively from the KC Comets, and from Baltimore, Chad Porch getting the defensive honor. Let's start with Marquez, who was massive in their comeback win over UCFC. 3 goals, including the overtime winner, which we're about to show you in just a moment. Chad Porch, big in Baltimore's win over Comets the day before. 2 goals and 1 assist for the reigning MASL Rookie of the Year. And in goal, Willie B. Great in the Waves win over San Diego. Good ball dispersal throughout the game, and also he made the big saves when necessary, stopping 10 of 14 shots. Time now for your plays of the week.
2:20 left in the half. Charlie rips it in. Charlie.
30 seconds. 30
Mijanovic had a shot into the wall earlier. This time lays it off, shot fired, what a save! Wilkin double, triple off the wall, and Utica City block it away. All on the defensive side of the ball. Pinal, little roulette, double roulette. Pinal, here's Gerson. That's the assist of the year. Gerson scores, but how about Junior Pinal?
Tackle there by Mijanovic. Oh, Reagan with the deflection. Big save. Rodriguez says no again.
The way he kept it alive, tipped by Gonzalez, and that's the assist to Bennett. IB.
Looking long with the throw. Great throw from Ejimadu. Marquez scores! A shorthanded game winner for Kansas City, who win 8-7.
Let's hear it out there.
And that's all the time we've got for today. But just a reminder, all throughout the season, to stay up to date with everything that's
You
going
guys come
on
here
in the
on the
Major Arena
24th
Soccer
of
League.
January.
Be sure to check
Peyton
out the
will
league's
have her
official
teammates on the
social
field.
media outlets. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.
Back here on MASL TV, Sean Wally alongside Masvita Mare-Ire and spotter Julian Reinhart. The Baltimore Blast lead it 1-0 over the Tacoma Stars.
Absolutely. One goal, and as we talked about, as you talked about a little bit, you know, the expectation was more goals, and you know what? I get that, but what we did see was both teams trying to hunt for some goals, but we also saw some good defense by both teams, and that is in the final third. That is good defending in front of their keeper, and but how they did that, they made sure that nobody got behind them when they were ricochets and loose balls. They basically boxed out their man and made a clear path for the keeper to get the ball, and both teams were pretty good in terms of taking the ball from their area, get to the midfield. But again, what was lacking there was just that final run, the final pass to get a clear-cut shot on goal, even though both teams had five shots on goal.
Get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram, and MASL Arena on Twitter. 1-0 Baltimore as we get set for third period action. The Tacoma Stars not used to seeing 0 on the board.
No, they're not, and we talked about it at the opening. This is their not only home opener, but their season opener. So there's probably some things that, you know, you went into the offseason looking to do. You went into the scrimmages looking to do in terms of, you know, your plays, in terms of how you are attacking teams. Well, you now have a half underneath you. You went into the locker room, and now you can make some adjustments in terms of how are they defending you. That is if you are now the Stars in search of not only one but multiple goals. Now also for the Blast, this is their second game, so now they have also more data to be able to say, how can we again break through and maybe get multiple goals. So, you know, the hope here is that we'll see more goals by both sides here, because as I said, both teams are making the passes to keep possession, but it's just that attacking, that one last shot, one last pass, leading to a real good look to get another goal.
As we get set for second half action, fans, subscribe today to MASL TV on YouTube. You'll find game rebroadcasts, MASL shows, highlights, and so much more on MASL TV. That's where we are right now. The Baltimore Blast with the 1-0 lead after one half of play. Sean Wally with Masvita Mare-Ire. And man, Baltimore took advantage of a turnover by the Stars deep in their own end for goal number 1 from Wellington Bramus.
Yeah, and you know, and Bramus took that with, you know, opportunity, and that's in any sport at any time. Turnovers, self-inflicted wounds are always going to end up, you know, hurting you if you do enough of them. And what we're seeing in this 1-0 game, the difference, Sean, was one self-inflicted wound, and in that, Baltimore took advantage of that, and they're up 1-0. So what has to happen in the second half this year, as I said, if you are the Stars, I think you're going to have to come out a little bit quicker. I think you're going to have to make a little from the midfield, make quicker passes, get more people inside the box here. Chaos in the Baltimore box is what you're trying to create now if you're the Tacoma Stars.
Same can be said for the Baltimore Blast. Whoever can create the most chaos in front of their net should have a good chance of coming out on top. Third quarter underway.
Yeah, no, I think for both teams, that really is the key, Sean. Chaos, but if you're the Stars, you need to kind of create a little bit more of it. But if you're the Blast, one more goal gives you a little bit more breathing room. And we'll just have to see how they start out here. But I look for a fast-paced, quick game here, Sean.
No whistle as Silva was on the field, down the turf. But now we do have a whistle and a stoppage of play. One of the doors in the corner opened up. Players noticed that, and officials got that door closed in the corner down below our broadcast position. 1-0 Baltimore. Early third quarter from the Accesso ShoWare Center, the home of the Tacoma Stars. This is the 5th all-time meeting between these two clubs. Tacoma has a 4-0 advantage. Baltimore looking to get their first victory over the Stars.
Yeah, it's always funny in sports in terms of those oddities, those quirks in terms of records against one team. One team seemingly owns another, and you know, sometimes it's just the way that it is. It isn't one clear-cut thing.
No whistle. Tacoma, a 2-on-1. Good defense. Ball goes off a face there. Stars had an opportunity, but Baltimore survives.
Yeah, it's a real good defensive play there. 2-on-1 break by Baltimore's defender there. Really good job of stopping the break. So
a 1-on-1 possibility there, but ball goes up in the air. Tacoma gets back on defense. Tacoma with it at midfield. Ball against the boards. Now the Blast heading the other way. 2-on-3. Tacoma's back on defense. Blast in front of their own bench. Somehow that got by the Stars defender. Good save by Beretta for Tacoma.
Yeah, Beretta made a unique save in terms of that. He came out and slid to both knees, got big, and was able to keep the score at 1-0.
Baltimore, early chances here in the third. No whistle with the player on the turf. Battle for possession. Baltimore sends it back to their defense. Nascimento. Rodriguez boots it away. Into the corner. Baltimore looking to attack. And play is stopped.
Yeah, a lot of substitutions here, and I think this is a good move by the Stars coach. Because I think as they continue this up-tempo game, you're going to have to get players in and out of there. And if you're the coach, what you want them to do is, look, you know, I'm going to give you X amount of minutes, and what I'm going to need for you right now, it is a foul was on Eddie now right there.
Previous 89, indeed, hit with the foul, his second. Baltimore back to midfield. Baltimore happy to camp out on the Stars logo momentarily. And now the kick into the corner. Off the glass. Two Stars defenders there. They get it back to Beretta. Goes right back to the corner. Stars racing along the boards, and they turn it over. Baltimore able to kick it out.
Yeah, I like the
Hernandez, Jones.
I like the hold-up play there. Sorry, Sean, by Eddie now in terms of that he took the, you know, carried the ball from his half to the offensive. Now he ended up giving it up because of a good defensive play by the Blast defender there. But that's what you want. He's looking to be creative. He's looking to open up some lanes for his. There you go.
Nice little give and go for Tacoma. They have an opportunity here. Rodriguez out, gets a piece of the shot. Cox with the miss, and he is down. No whistle, and now we do have a stoppage of play. A challenge flag was thrown by the Stars.
Yeah, I think they're challenging Wellington Ramos here. Just in terms of going down there, and in their eyes, that is Tacoma Stars coach, that was a foul. And I can't call it. We're just going to have to wait and see what the replay does. But there was, here we go again. We take a look at it. Ramos comes in.
That was a...
And when we kind of look at a delay play again on the slide here. So there you go.
As they review whether or not Wellington Bramus, whether that was a legal slide tackle or not.
There we go. There we get a good look at it again. And so he takes this angle there.
Here's field level.
And then it's that slide with the left, and then which looked okay, and then the right. So that's what they're looking at. Was there an infringement right there on the second one? Did he take him out? Because when he slides with his left, that's okay. But does he go through the man? And we'll just have to wait and see how they're going to judge that.
Man, Wellington Bramus involved in so many ways here tonight. He scores the goal off a turnover from Tacoma, and now he might be involved in a crucial play on defense.
Fair enough, but that's what you want in terms of, a player that's involved in the game, to your point, Sean, in terms of offense, defense. He's a player that, he's at the center of attention, and you want that. There's certain players that you want.
After review, we have a blue card, 2-minute power play, Baltimore number 17. No shootout.
A blue card has been issued after review. Apparently it was Jamie Thomas on the tackle, not Bramus. Thomas hit with the blue card, so we'll have a 2-minute power play for the Tacoma Stars. Can they capitalize?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, to your point, the Tacoma Stars have a man advantage here. They have a power play. And the point is, can they go out there? Yeah, we got our sevens there, 77 and 17. We're going to have to.
Alex Caceres.
Got to get my bifocals on, Sean. Those sevens kind of look the same, partner.
You and me both. We were correct. It was Wellington Bramus. 77, not 17.
All right.
Wellington Bramus hit with the blue card. Tacoma, the 5-on-4 advantage.
Leave the bifocals at home, partner. Here we go.
Man, even though it's only one man down, it looks like a lot more than that. Shot from Mendoza too high off the glass. Baltimore looking to kill this Tacoma power play. Ten minutes left in quarter number 3.
And to your point, even it's one man down, and why it looks so much is because when you take just one person off the field, there's so much spacing out there. And
Ricochet off the boards. Rodriguez right there. 1 minute left in the power play.
And the key now for whatever, it's the Stars with the power play here is how do you use that space to try to spread out the Blast who are defending? And again, trying to get inside, trying to sneak a shot in there. How can you do that when you move the ball back and forth? But you have to move it quickly, Sean, and then take a quick shot or look for a ricochet.
Stars with the power play. Can they take advantage? Shot by Cox is wide. Battle for possession. Tacoma has it. Final few seconds of the power play. Shot from Caceres won't go. Caceres with the left foot. The glove save from Rodriguez. And that one is in. An equalizer. It is 1-1. Eddie Nah for the Stars.
Well, absolutely. After a couple of bites at the cherry, the Stars finally getting there with Eddie Nah. And you talked about, we're talking about Bramus, who was in a lot of different plays for the Blast. Eddie Nah has been all in the center of, and if you take a look at it, Nah gets it. He gets the pass there. And you gotta like the right-footed shot. Look, why that's a great shot is he leans left, but then again, look how he leans left, but yet he shoots it with his right, going kind of a curvy ball there. So really, really good power. It was getting close, but we're deadlocked at 1, Sean.
Nani Mendoza with the assist. Eddie Nah, obviously the first goal for the Stars as they are in their first game of the season, and it is now 1-1.
So now, you know, which of the teams is going to react here? That is, if you just got scored upon, do you get that fight back? Do you then try to regain that lead? If you're the team that scored, as in the Stars, can you get that second goal here? So we finally got that game we're looking for, Sean, in terms of, I would say, speed, power.
Masvidal will see if that takes a lot of weight off the shoulders of the Stars, as maybe they were a little tight coming into game 1 and not having scored in the entire first half. Looked like maybe a handball there, but no whistle.
That's a brilliant point, Sean, because sometimes we talked about the first game of the season, all of that stuff, 1-0, you've been knocking, you don't get a shot, you get tight. You start overthinking. You get a goal, you can now play a little bit loose. You can now look carefree and be creative.
That foul on Baltimore is Leonardo Espinoza, his first of the night. 7:17 left, third quarter. Shot wide, ball loose in the front. Tacoma unable to capitalize. Cox was there and open, but couldn't find the ball, but he has it now. Shot on goal, wide.
You're seeing Cox from left to right on the on the side here. He carried the ball on the left-hand side and then went on the right-hand side. So he's being very active in the attacking end, Cox is.
Baltimore comes up with the loose ball. They get it across midfield. Indoor soccer here in the MASL. Some parts soccer, some parts similar to ice hockey with line changes, substitutions, power plays.
Little basketball because you're banking shots and you're boxing out. Just a really, really good spectacle of athleticism in terms of 3 or 4 games blended together. I like it, Sean.
The culmination of sports here in MASL TV.
Indeed.
Tacoma with the lone goal of the third period from Eddie Nah, the equalizer. It's 1-1. Baltimore in the attack zone now. They'd like to get back on top.
Yeah, and to your point, you know, a soccer genius once said goals change games, and that was Ziggy Schmidt. And we've seen how that goal at 1-1 has changed this game. It's now been fast-paced, and both teams, Tacoma and Baltimore.
Tacoma trying to get to that ball in the corner. They cannot. Defenders there for Baltimore. Baltimore regrouping. They get it to Rodriguez. The goalie with the left-footed kick. Tacoma's defense trying to kick it out, and it hits the net above the glass.
Yeah, just going back to that goal changes games thought.
Media timeout here on MASL TV. Back here on MASL TV, Sean Wally alongside Masvita Marieri. Tied at 1, the Tacoma Stars hosting the Baltimore Blast. A little more action here in the third quarter compared to half number 1.
You called it, partner. I think the goal, we talked about it, 1-1. Both teams are now playing free-flowing soccer. They're not thinking so much. They're just being creative. And and when you're not thinking as an athlete, when you're just going through muscle memory and in terms of what you looked at on film and what it is the practice sessions were, you can see the flow of the game in both teams now.
Out of the timeout, we have a whistle. Will be Baltimore ball. Looks like it'll be a handball call on Romero of Tacoma.
Yeah, he actually, you know what? That's all right. Fortune favors the brave, and Romero was trying to split 2 defenders, and that is he popped the ball up. He went off his thigh and then went off his hand. But, again, that's that creativity, Sean, that we're talking about in terms of players are now trying stuff. You know what I mean?
4:25 and counting left here, third quarter. 4 15-minute quarters in indoor soccer. A low-scoring affair so far for Baltimore and Tacoma.
But it's exciting, Sean. I got to kind of cut into your sentence there, partner. Fast pace, you see the passes are much quicker now as opposed to hanging on to the ball. Players are 1,000, 2,000 and getting that ball, getting rid of it, finding runners. Batten down the hatches, y'all. Here we go. We got a game on our hands.
Stoppage of play. Teams making substitutions on both sides. 3:46 remaining, third quarter, tied at 1. The Blast have never beaten the Stars. They look to change that here tonight. Beretta picks it up in goal for Tacoma. Rolls it out to the boards. Correa has it. The midfielder for the Stars easily walking, dribbling that ball up. Finds Beretta beyond midfield. Looking to hit the glass, but he gets above it and into the net, which will stop play.
Yeah, Tyler John was hoping that Beretta could find him inside the box there, but, you know, he did try, but what happened was it went off his foot and kind of skied on him, so it went up top. But what we're seeing, though, is bringing in that goalkeeper as an extra point guard, as an outlet pass. And so when you do that, as we talked about, Sean, they're being creative now and trying to overload the box. And that's what that also allows you to do when you get that point guard. You can send more people inside the box, and that goes back to that chaos we were talking about.
No whistle there. Stars have it. That's Hernandez, the Tacoma defender. The big kick off the glass. Fight for it in the corner. Ball pops up. Now the opposite corner. Tacoma regroups. Hernandez near midfield. Hernandez will sub out for Tacoma now. Tacoma looking to get on top. Ball into the corner, a battle for it. 4 Blasts, 2 Stars there, and the Blast come away with it.
Logan Jones did a real good job of carrying the ball. He got stuck in the corner there, turnover, but you know what? One of the things about soccer players we say is go get your ball back, and that's what he did. After it was a turnover, he tracked back, and Tacoma was able to stay with that possession.
Tacoma with it in front of their own bench at midfield. See if the Stars can get a play to attack Baltimore with.
Baltimore's staying resolute in their defending, and
ball in the corner. Baltimore comes away with it.
Matthias Silva is being, I mean, he is a wall back there for Baltimore.
Looked like Baltimore wanted either a foul or a handball. They didn't get the call, but now play is stopped. And we see a card come out of the official's pocket. Get the official word here momentarily.
Yeah, and then a challenge. And then there'll be a red challenge there.
Whatever the call is, Baltimore definitely looks to be challenging it. Challenge flag is on the field. Yellow card issued to Jamie Thomas of the Blast, and Baltimore is challenging the yellow card.
This would be interesting. How do you challenge dissent?
The Blast will try.
Well, no, absolutely. And this would be, an interesting call. We can look at video replay, and when it comes to physical, you know what I'm saying? But, this is what's great about the game. Yeah. So there was a blue card.
And he said a potential blue card, so it would sound to me like they thought one of their players got held.
That's right.
So where they would want a blue card on Tacoma is how I'm interpreting that.
Absolutely. So it's not on the dissent, because that's right. Because, how would you, if you look at the replays coming down, there Baltimore is saying, hey, there was infringement there. There was, enough of a tug to keep me from getting, I had a breakaway. So that's what they're challenging. And that was on
Alex Caceres. You see there with the left hand. Looks like he does grab a little bit. Are they going to call that foul and issue a blue card penalty?
Well, that makes more sense in terms of Baltimore challenging that as opposed to the dissent.
After review, there is no foul. We have Baltimore, 5-minute yellow card for dissent.
So after official review, you heard it there. No foul.
But
on Tacoma.
But it was a 5-minute so the dissent stays.
Baltimore has lost their challenge and have no challenges remaining.
So with Baltimore losing that challenge, they cannot challenge any longer in this contest. So that may come up huge.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I think the Baltimore coach thought it was worth going. The challenge was worth it there. So
Once again, the yellow card was issued to Baltimore number 17, Jamie Thomas.
So at the end of all of that, a yellow card to Jamie Thomas of Baltimore. And we'll have a free kick for Tacoma. Less than a minute left in the third quarter. This game is flying by, Masvita.
it is, and both teams would play with the same number of equal players, just so we're clear.
It is 5-on-5 plus goalkeepers, 6-on-6.
Hey, that's pretty good.
That I can do math?
Yeah, absolutely. You must have went to private school with all that. Exquisite.
Baltimore has been issued an encroachment warning. Tacoma with the free kick, blasts it high, and it goes above the goal. Lopez with the shot, too high, so Baltimore takes over. Baltimore on the attack, looking to go ahead in this one. Shot wide, rebound, shot wide again. Battle for it in the corner.
Yeah,
Stars kick it out.
Juan Pereira had one bite of the apple there, if you will, and I believe Leonardo Espinoza had the other one, but both shots were wide.
Ball rolls around the boards to Beretta. The goalie rolls it out to Hansen for the Stars. Jones at midfield. Stars kick it toward the goal off the boards. It ricochets. Baltimore with it now. Final 5 seconds of quarter number 3. The horn sounds, and that is how the third period will end. Tacoma gets the equalizer, 1-1 as we head to the break. Fourth quarter next on MASL TV. Fans Miter is the official game ball supplier of the Major Arena Soccer League. Established in 1817, Miter is one of the leading soccer brands worldwide and produces some of the best soccer balls in the world. Learn more at miter.com. That's MITRE.com. Getting set for fourth quarter action here at the ShoWare Center. Thank you for joining us on MASL TV. I'm Sean Wally alongside Masvita Marta Ire. 1-1. Who would have thunk 2 goals after 3 periods in indoor soccer?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at it on paper, you might not have thought that, but if you are watching the game, you can see why that is. I mean, you've got some pretty good defending in the final third by both teams. You've got teams that are able to, once they defend, turn the ball over in transition, get downfield. But then again, so now you're running into the opposition who's playing just as good defense as you are. So it's a transition game here. What I think is really picked up here and making this exciting and for us to brace for what we know it's going to be a wild and crazy fourth quarter is the pace at which the game is being played now. And that's been the difference, Sean.
It definitely picked up in that third quarter. Do you think the coaches said something at halftime to turn up the volume on both their clubs?
Well, I think it was halftime, and it's something that you said. I think when Tacoma scored that goal, right, it took the weight off them. They became more creative. And so both teams said, okay, it's just a game. All right, let's just play. We know what we're supposed to do tactically. We know what we can do from being a soccer player. Let me just free flow. Let me work with my teammate. And that's what you're seeing way more creativity now. And that's, you know, Sean, and that's what the beautiful game is supposed to be about. Creativity, free flowing, and that's what we have right now.
Baltimore begins quarter number 4 with possession. Nice job by Briscoe there for Tacoma to get that ball heading in the Stars' direction. Tacoma has it in front. Rodriguez down on the turf. A header from the Blast to save that one.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it was a turnover. The Stars were able to turn the Blast over, and he had a real good shot at it, and that is Mike Ramos, but the goalkeeper was down. He tried to chip him, but it was a goal line header saved there by the Blast defender. So, but Sean, again, you can see the pace right off the bat here.
Wow. Pushed down to the turf there. Will be a foul on Baltimore. Mateos Silva, his first foul of the night.
Baltimore delayed the game. They already had a warning earlier in the first half.
Delay of game on Baltimore. And that is not a warning because they had a warning in the first half.
Well, you can't get too many warnings, right?
Yellow card issued to Baltimore for delay of game.
And so that, to be clear, that's a team foul. Even though it was infracted by the player, it's a team foul.
Now is there another yellow card just issued?
Baltimore, number 11, delay going to the penalty box. It's additional 5-minute non-power play.
Wow. So Marco Nascimento hit with a non-power play, additional 5 minutes. So is he now in the box for 10 minutes?
Let's wait and see here, but
Because you've got the 5 minutes for the delay of game, penalty, yellow card. Now the 5 minutes for delay going to the box.
well, if he says additional, this goes back to you, Mr. Private
Math
School
whiz.
Math. Yeah, additional would mean add on. So,
But it's a non-power play, so he's just not available for all but the next 4 minutes, just the final 4 minutes of this contest.
Again, you're the math wizard. I'm glad we're establishing that right now. Well done. But to everybody watching and listening, but it is a non-power play. And to your point, Sean, the player sits out, but the team still plays with the 5 outfield players. And if you remember, there's 2 Baltimore players now in the box because we had one in the 3rd.
And just like that, Jamel Cox with the goal for the Stars. You blink, you miss it, Masvidal. Cox with the goal. The Stars, their first lead of the season. They're up 2-1.
No, absolutely. To your point, why you would miss this if you blink is because he stands over it. And if you take a look, it's this right-footed shot that rises to the left shoulder of the goalkeeper. You see, the step over there freezes the goalkeeper, and then there you go, the right-footed, and it's curling. Was it deflected?
Looked like Baltimore did deflect that, but wow, a free kick goal, the first we've seen tonight.
Well, absolutely. At the end of the day, all we know is this, is Tacoma Stars 2, Baltimore Blast 1.
What a way to come out in the second half and take control. Stars go from down 1-0 to up 2-1.
Yeah, absolutely. You talked about the resolve, and here you go. You come back here, you're down 1-0, and you get 2 unanswered goals, and you find yourself up.
Baltimore looking to answer, but right now Tacoma with possession. Baltimore with the turnover across midfield. Nice shot there, and we have the equalizer. We are tied at 2. Jairo Guevara for Baltimore. Tacoma could barely get a sip of water, and it's 2-2.
Sip of water. They couldn't even look at the water jug. And this is all on you, Sean. You're the one that called existence a fast-paced goal scoring, but Guevara with this right-footed shot. And we talked a little bit about it, the transition game of the Blast. And one of the, there he is, you can, left-footed shot there. But again, it was a transition goal. And this is the indoor game at its best. He gets a pass from the left there, and boom, we're tied.
Knotted at 2. Here at the ShoWare Center. Home of the Tacoma Stars, their season opener, home opener, a shot hard off the boards by Baltimore. Tacoma the other way.
You credit Matthias Silva with a great assist on that goal, because him drawing that defender over opened up the lane there.
Baltimore has to be feeling good about things with that goal answering after Tacoma took the lead off the free kick.
And in fairness to Baltimore, I think they got in a little bit of a funk there in terms of, they weren't focused, and then they allowed the Stars to get those 2 goals, especially the last one, right? You had 2 guys, that additional 10 minutes in the box.
Baltimore out top, off the boards, looking for some ricochet action. Diving on it is Beretta in goal for the Stars.
Yeah, and you can see that they refocused themselves, the Stars did, and that's what they were able to get that goal, regroup, and both teams are now laser uber focused, if you will, in terms of, hey, you've got just about, I don't know about all that, Sean. You don't want your keeper getting
trapped.
You're going in a walkabout for too long, You can get stranded out there, but good work in terms of possession by the Stars.
Nice weave play out top at midfield for Tacoma. Fans want a foul there. They don't get it. Now Baltimore wants the same, and finally play is stopped.
Yeah, and then good work by Baltimore just in terms of the, they staying resolute in defense and stopping Rivers there.
Kyle Rivers hit with the foul for Tacoma. That is his 4th. Thompson with the free kick. We're back to action. Baltimore sends it into the corner. And we have a whistle as it appears. Chase Hansen with a karate kick to the Baltimore player who's down on the turf. That is the first foul on Hansen. As Espinoza does get up, and he is okay, but in some pain.
Yeah, physical challenge. And you know what? And that's what you're going to see for the last 11:27 here.
Out top, shot from the top, wide. Silla the miss. Good look from Baltimore there. Baltimore back in action. And we have a common foul on the Blast.
And just to finish that thought, what you're starting to see now is it's going to be physical, not dirty, not malicious, but now both teams are going to defend that blade of grass, blade of turf, if you will. They know the game's on the line here for the last 11 minutes, and so this is where you have to be focused defensively, and on offense, you've got to pounce on every opportunity you get.
Baltimore with it at midfield. Now into the attack zone. Tied at 2 here at the ShoWare Center. Tacoma Stars hosting the Baltimore Blast. Blast looking for their first victory over Tacoma. That one sent in to the crowd. Freighter with the kick. 10:25 remaining. All tied at 2. And here's another good thing about indoor soccer. There are no ties. So if we don't see any more goals, or if we're tied regardless at the end of regulation, somebody's going to win the game, Masvita.
Somebody's going home with the spoils. We ain't splitting nothing. I like that. I mean, it fits this, the indoor game well, because it's fast-paced and, players are playing hard, and somebody got to go home and win a partner.
Beretta all the way beyond midfield. He fires a shot that hits the net above the Stars' goal.
Hey, it's far be it for me to talk about strategy. Well, a little bit, but I don't know. That's the second time we've seen Beretta kind of go on a long, long walk. And
those goalkeepers always want to get that goal on the stat sheet.
And you saw the shot, though. He wasn't that far off.
He could probably kick it from the goal he's defending.
Yeah, the only danger there is if you get caught from in a transition. But obviously they practiced that play, and he's well aware of the cues of when to go up and come back. And Sean, I think you'll see both keepers now begin to do that as we've talked about, the extra point guard.
Tyler John, a shot high into the net. Baltimore brings it out. Ball bounce along the boards. Beretta able to corral that one and pounce on it. 9:05 and counting in this one. Baltimore 1-0. They defeated Kansas City 11-3 last weekend at home in Baltimore. Made the long cross-country journey to the Pacific Northwest.
And if I read those game notes, the tremendous game notes that we got, that these teams will play to close the season. How does that work?
A long time from now.
Well, yeah, I'm not.
But should be the first time Tacoma goes to Baltimore. They will play in Baltimore here in 25-26. Tacoma with numbers. Shot on goal. Blocked initially by Rodriguez. Tacoma recovers. Shot blocked by the Baltimore defense.
You been to Baltimore?
I have. The Inner Harbor.
The Inner Harbor, absolutely. Same here. Yeah. Beautiful city. A lot of good seafood down there, and those ships you can go and, yeah.
Initially, a 13-year-old my first trip, and then more recently when I was with the Harlem Globetrotters on tour.
Wow.
Seeing the world.
Okay. I went with the other local soccer team here, the one where you throw the ball. Yeah, the football team, I should say.
Kyle Rivers of the Stars hit with another foul. That's 5 on Rivers. 7:40 left in this one. All knotted at 2 apiece. The third goal is going to be huge. Who will get it?
And Sean, from the last 4 minutes, game kind of slowed down. It looked like it was exciting there, and I think, it's taken a moment. What's happening is teams are now just trying to regroup. It's going to be a fast, furious last 7 minutes here. Because I really believe the teams will kind of see some substitutions coming on, and Omar Sawyer comes on for Baltimore.
Almost a turnover there by Tacoma.
That's a good point. What you want to stay away from now is any careless turnovers, needless fouls, or anything that'll give your opponent an advantage.
We'll have a foul on Baltimore's Juan Pereira.
Speaking of fouls.
Pereira's first foul.
Yeah.
And we've seen Tacoma score from a free kick. Can they do it again?
See if he passes it back or takes a direct shot here.
It's like we have a timeout, media timeout on the field. So we will take a break. Back after this on MASL TV. Back here inside the ShoWare Center, 6:42 left in the fourth quarter. Game number 1 of the season for the Tacoma Stars as they host the Baltimore Blast. Sean Wally alongside Masvita Mariere. Goal number 3, very important.
I would think so, definitely. I would say, Sean, goal number 3, and then don't let your opponent get their goal number 3, right?
You're a wizard.
I'm just trying to be like you from a math perspective.
Out of the timeout, Tacoma the free kick. Baltimore defense there to kick the ball away beyond midcourt. That was Logan Jones with the free kick.
Yeah, both teams kind of talked about how to defend that, and so I think the defensive huddle came out superior over the offensive plan.
Baltimore has it. They get it back to their keeper, Rodriguez. 6:15 remaining in this 2-2 tie. Baltimore looking to attack. 2-on-4, they don't have numbers. They kick it back out to midfield. Porch has it for the Blast. Baltimore willing to use time, 5:45 left.
They're going to kind of a possession game, to your point, Sean, and hang onto the ball and look for an opening, look for a crevice in the Stars defense. Now let's see whether the Stars are going to go down. Probably going to do the same thing here. I think at this point, you possession, going back to that jab, and look for that punch.
Tacoma, no whistle there. Player nearly pulled down. And the third goal belongs to the Stars. 3-2 Tacoma as Mike Ramos gets Tacoma the lead.
Mike Ramos with an exquisite finish here because he was Mikey on the spot. When we look at the replay here, it went from one end to the other end, and it looked like there should have been some kind of a call there, but good officiating. You play the advantage, and then you end up, the ball goes from one side, there's a hold-up play there, turn, and then you get the ball coming across, left-footed shot. Ramos kind of had his hand up to say, here I am, and he was Mike on the spot, left-footed shot with velocity and speed, and beats the keeper.
Basically a one-timer, to use a hockey term, right? Slap shot with the left foot off the line drive.
Absolutely.
And then you have to ask how that wasn't a foul before the goal. As Baltimore attempts to tie it up, they cannot. Beretta the save.
Good officiating in terms of play the advantage, and that's the...
Tacoma, their second lead of the game. Will it hold up? 4:35 left.
So if we're going to say, let's look at a couple scenarios here. If you are the Stars, you're going to try to hang on to the possession. You're not going to try to go to four corners and run out the game for the next 4 minutes. But every possession is going to be critical that you can hang on to it. Now, if you're Baltimore, what you're going to try to do is you're going to try to get that ball. And as soon as you get the ball, like right now, you're going to go into transition because you're trying to definitely get it out of your half and try to play this game in the Stars' half.
Caceres with it for Tacoma.
And it's going to be high press, Sean. Sorry about that. What you're going to try to do now is a high press for the Blast.
Tacoma point blank again. Baltimore's defense is there. Tyler John unable to put one in for the Stars.
He made a great pirouette on the turn there from one side to the next, and he just kind of cuffed it.
An impressive kick there by Patrick Thompson. Good save by Beretta.
That's got to be the save of the night for him right now because him keeping the ball out of there keeps his team with the 1-goal lead, but the Blast are not done here. I mean, they're knocking on that door, and they know with 3 left in the game, they're going to be knocking on that door. They're going to throw everything at you.
The last Stars goal was assisted by number 22, Nani Mendoza.
They're giving it the assist on the Mike Ramos goal to Nani Mendoza. Mendoza with the assist on the Ramos goal. 2:35 left. Can the Stars hang on? The sense of urgency for Baltimore has got to be high right now.
Right, and if you are the Stars, what you're trying to do is stay compact, communicate, because to your point, Baltimore is looking for quick passes. You see the keeper up here. They're looking for anything inside the box. That chaos we talked about.
Keeper is been removed for the Blast. They're going 6-on-5 as Baltimore needs a goal to continue this contest. 2 minutes remaining, 3-2 Tacoma. a sixth attacker on the field for Baltimore.
And if you're Tacoma, you're going to stay resolute. You're going to stay compact and communicate. Do not let anybody behind you. And if there's a shot inside there, you have to box out like we talked about in basketball. You do not want a rebound shot. Make it difficult for your keeper.
Hansen to the extra attacker, who is Mello. Mello with it. Shot there wide. Nascimento the miss. Mello, cross field. Mello gets it back, the extra attacker. Baltimore needs a goal. Shot right at Beretta, who makes the catch. 3-2 Tacoma with 60 seconds left here in the ShoWare Center. What a match we have for you tonight. A timeout taken by the Tacoma Stars. Their final timeout of the game. They lead it 3-2 over Baltimore. The Stars want to talk things over, make sure they have their defensive plan in place because they know there's an extra attacker on the field for Baltimore. Onadas Melo is the extra attacker. Just 59 and a half seconds left in this one. What a finish for you here at the ShoWare Center. Must see MASL TV here tonight. Baltimore scored 11 in their home opening win last week, just 2 so far here tonight. They need one more to keep this one going into overtime, or 2 goals to win it in the next minute. Masvidal has gone down field side. He will have a post-game interview with our winning coach. Still a minute of gameplay to decide who that will be. 59.5 left. Interesting. Baltimore has taken the extra attacker off the field and put goalie Rodriguez back in net. Baltimore needing a goal. They have put a second and a half back on the clock. 1 minute and 1 second remain in this MASL matchup. Tacoma has never lost to Baltimore. They are 61 seconds away from that still being true. Final minute of play. Beretta the throw in. Baltimore trying to gain possession. Rodriguez back in goal for Baltimore, so it is not a 6-on-5 anymore. Baltimore had the extra attacker in, but no longer. 35 seconds left. Ball around the boards. Rodriguez handles it for the Blast. And now Baltimore takes their 60-second timeout with 32.8 left. Of course, very important for the Blast to have a plan in place on what they're going to do on the offensive end, because they have 32 seconds left and they need to find the back of the net. Tacoma holding on to a 1-goal lead. 3-2. Baltimore has broken their team huddle. Tacoma still getting instruction from head coach Adam Becker. Can they hold on to this lead? 3-2 Stars, 32.8 seconds left. Rodriguez back to the bench for the Blast. The extra attacker back out for Baltimore. 6 on 5. And also Beretta in net. 25 seconds left. Baltimore needs a goal. Tacoma wants to stop that from happening. 20 seconds left. Ball in front of the net, bounces around into the corner. The Blast need a goal in 10 seconds. Can they get one? They had a chance there. Mello can't get a good shot on. 5 seconds left. Baltimore needs to find the net. 1 second remaining. The Tacoma Stars remain undefeated against the Baltimore Blast. They win it 3-2 to open the 25-26 season here at the ShoWare Center. Back after this on MASL TV. Back here inside the ShoWare Center, Sean Wally here with you. The Tacoma Stars win it 3-2 down to the field. Masvidal and Coach Adam Becker.
It feels amazing. I tell you what, an 8-month-long intermission between games, we left with a sour taste in our mouth. But I told you guys at halftime, we're scoring and we're going away with a win. I couldn't be more proud right now.
What can you say about the resolve of your team? You were down 1-0 and then you score.
Yes, it's a testament to their heart, their character. We knew it was going to be a tough game. It always is with Baltimore. They like to keep it tight, but that's the Tacoma way. When it's difficult, we work harder and we find a way to earn the win.
Okay, so in 24 hours, you're back here. So what's the message to the team?
Less than 24. Go home, hydrate, ice, roll out, get a good meal, and go to bed.
And Coach, we will let you go and enjoy this with your team. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
That was Masvidal and winning head coach Adam Becker. The Tacoma Stars win it 3-2 on opening night for the 25-26 season. Wow, what a game. Baltimore started with a 1-0 lead, and they led for the majority of the first half. As let's go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights from this one. These two teams really fought hard in the first half, but were really feeling each other out. And it took a while for the activity to ramp up and for each team to have a feel of, okay, here's how we attack. Here's what we need to do to get the ball in the net. And Tacoma did a good job, as you see the goal there from, here's Wellington Bramus, his goal. And things were rolling for Baltimore in the first half. And Tacoma really had to regroup at halftime and come out guns blazing second half.
Well, you heard what the coach said, right? I mean, he said the resolve of this team, and they're going to come out blazing, and you can see that. I mean, look at that shot, the right-footed shot there. I think there's intentionality, and that was Jamel Cox there. I just think that there was, he said 8 months. He said it was a grueling 8 months, and so I think the message had been we got to come out and we have to start the season right. Now, there was some breakdowns a little bit as we saw in the goal there, you know, but by Baltimore. But this one right there, it's incredible right there, Sean.
The Tacoma Stars get the win, 3-2 over Baltimore. These teams need some rest. We need some rest. Game one in the books. Great job by everybody here at the ShoWare Center, our great production crew, our spotter, Julian Reinhardt. Masvita, great job tonight.
Thanks.
We are back here tomorrow, these same two teams right here on MASL TV, an hour earlier than tonight. So tonight was 6 o'clock Pacific. Tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific on Sunday. The Tacoma Stars win it 3-2 on opening night, the 25-26 season. For Masvita Mariere, I'm Sean Wally. Thank you for watching us on MASL TV.